address you this evening at this initial launch of the Farming and Fishing Gateway Training Initiative, it says to me that we have begun the journey of improving what we do in farming and fishing, and that eventually I hope that our products, I trust that our people will reach all the way into Africa and restore our African destiny. So across the world, countries are recognizing that without food sovereignty or food security, we cannot truly say we're independent. The truth is, if a major hurricane wipes out Miami, Barbados would find itself in a position where it could not feed its people. It is that vulnerability that has to be addressed. So in Barbados, we've come to understand this is not just a theory. This is something that can definitely affect our lives. Now, the global disruptions of recent years, which has resulted in rising prices, which have made Barbadian lives very uncomfortable. Many Barbadians complain about rising food costs, but this is associated with shipping costs rising astronomically, and therefore causing our food to rise. So we have a challenge, and that is made worse by the mounting threats posed by climate change. This will affect fish catches. It is already affecting our agricultural production. So we have become very vulnerable, and what gets onto our tables to feed our families is going to be affected by all of these factors. So today, this is part of Barbados taking a very firm and determined stand to change that reality. Now, through the Farming and Fishing Gateway Training Initiative, we're going to be opening doors of opportunity for Barbadians of all ages, experienced and new, to participate meaningfully in feeding the nation, creating value-added products, thereby fueling entrepreneurship and creating new industries. Now, let me say this very clearly. The history of farming, as it has been associated with slavery, and it has been associated with subsistence, has made farming and at times fishing unattractive to our young people as a means to really build a sustainable future. That stigma has resulted in many of us not engaging in learning the basic skills of farming and the basic skills in fishing. And so our young people in schools do not gravitate naturally to those. So what must we do? We have to create the baby steps. We have to create that first platform to help young people to engage farming and fishing. So what we're doing is opening a new avenue of careers for our young people so that they can build sustainable lives. So this program is about more than just planting the crops or harvesting the fish, but it is about enabling Barbadians to have access to economic activity that they can make a serious living and sustainable livelihoods out of it. We also want to be able to introduce into our Farming and Fishing Gateway initiative the use of the most modern techniques that will help us to build climate resilient crops and will enable us to overcome the challenges that climate presents in terms of our being able to feed ourselves from the land and from the sea. And we also want to take it a step further. We want people to create viable enterprises by being able to move towards agro-processing, to be able to develop products that we can market to other people across the world. But first, we have to love it ourselves. I constantly share the notion. There are very few people in the world who've not had pasta or pizza. But how did pasta and pizza become an international food? Because the Italians who created it, loved it, supported it, championed it, celebrated it, and made the world feel unless you've eaten pizza and unless you've eaten pasta, you haven't lived. This is what we have to do with our products. This is what we have to do with the fruit of the land and the fruit of the sea, to to develop the agro-processed products that we can sell to the world and say, here is Barbados.